Welcome back to another episode of the Best Podcast. We have a special guest today. We're going to be talking about making money on Clubhouse. It's the new social media wave out here. People are making money. People are getting to it. So we want to make sure that all of our followers are getting to the money, where the money resides, right? So first, we're going to introduce our guest, and then we'll get started.
Hello, everyone. Miss Oxford started designing early by first designing funeral programs for a few family funerals as a high school student. She went steps further by creating for the Morehouse College Alumni Association, and she solidified her skills by completing a degree in graphic web design. Branding actually came naturally to her, and she was on a bunch of digital campaigns and online presentations, bringing out a flood of creative pathogens. She has over 10 years experience with Google and Bing ads, building effective ad campaigns, developing websites, logos, and complete branding material. So as an art director, she wants to bring the same vision and experience so she can bring excellence to the forefront with essential branding knowledge and so much more. Hey, Oxford.
Hey, can you see me?
Yeah, we can see you.
Can you see me?
Welcome to the show. I've been talking about getting you on here for a minute, so I'm glad to see you.
I've been seeing all your videos. Y'all had some real topics that normally people don't talk about. They don't address them.
Yeah, we get into it a little bit around here. So, before we get started, I do want to mention our fundraiser that we have going on. We have a popcorn fundraiser. We're trying to raise money to start our youth program. We want to get some training for our young people with intellectual disabilities so that when they're adults, they can, be successful in life. And we just want to make sure that we're taking care of our children and taking care of our community as well. We also have some other initiatives coming up later on in the year, but we're just asking that you purchase a bag of popcorn or two, bestiesinbiz.com, or you can just donate whatever your heart is leading you to donate so that we can get some programs going for these individuals in our community. Also at bestiesinbiz.com, if you would like to be a guest on the show, you can do that as well. And you can also get some ad space on the show if you like to. All right. So without further ado, we are going to do our icebreaker game, and then we're going to let you meet our special guest. So the questions are this or that. You just shout out the answer. You have to hurry up and shout it out. No time to think about it. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Ready?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Toast or eggs?
Eggs.
Fresh Prince or Martin?
Fresh Prince.
The Prince.
Ariel or Jasmine?
Jasmine.
Yeah, Jasmine.
Godfather or Star Wars?
Star Wars.
Damn, new clothes or a new phone?
You said who?
New clothes or a new phone?
Phone.
Are you iPhone or Android?
iPhone only.
Droid phone light.
Only.
Droid phone light.
I don't even know why Androids exist.
Oh no.
Because of me. Thank you.
Would you rather have cake or pie?
Pie. Sweet potato.
Cake.
Would you rather have invisibility or super strength?
Invisibility.
And blue or red?
Red.
Blue.
All right. So now that we got that out the way, we broke the ice a little bit, we warmed up. I'm going to let you introduce yourself. We did read the bio, but it's always better when you introduce yourself.
Okay. Well, I am the branding architect. And being the branding architect is technically a rebrand for me because I had to shed off all that old bullshit. Like I was so not confident and I was putting stuff here and there, but I shed off all the old bullshit and now I'm here.
And architects, they build. They build.
They create, and the thing is that everybody was going around saying, "Oh, I'm a branding lab. I'm a branding this. I'm a branding that," and I was like, "No, you're not. Mm-hmm. Like you literally are lying to people saying that you do this and you don't. Like it's terrible."
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about yourself. Are you a mother? Are you in school right now? What do you do in your spare time?
I am a mom. So I am a mom of two beautiful minions. I love my little minions. I call them little Mexicans. Um, they are they are themselves. I have my crybaby Pisces, and then I have my strong-willed, mean as hell Capricorn. So, like, I have polar opposites, and she was supposed to be born in March, but I think Capricorn fits her more. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, she don't cry. She's my spirit animal sometimes. So having them has been like the wind beneath my wings, where I feel like I am just able to grow and meet up with them. I do get mom guilt sometimes because as I'm out here doing stuff, I'm like, damn, I love y'all so much, but then this money though. Can y'all just give me a minute so I can get this money? I come back to you.
Yeah. So, are you full time with your business right now?
Yes, I am. I'm full time. Honestly, not by choice. My mom started working on her house. I was working for this company that shall remain nameless, and they had me doing some crazy medical stuff. People was calling in talking about they needed their medicine, and I was like, I don't know what to do. People was calling in, didn't have their insurance or nothing. So I was like, yeah, I gotta go.
Yeah. Okay. So, are you the only entrepreneur in your family, or does it run in your family?
My grandfather was an entrepreneur, and then he gave the business. I love the way he gave the business to my uncle, but then my uncle fucked it up. From what everybody says, like it was a lot of stuff where my granddad was doing stuff behind the scenes or whatever. But the entrepreneurship and working with your hands thing, that runs with my family. But most of my family that's good at it, they're scared as fuck. Like they just rather work for other people, and I think that's okay if that's what your superpower is. But because of what 2020 was, it let us know like you have no security at nobody's job.
That's true. So is there anybody that inspires you, or anybody that you're looking to model after in business?
My aunt, she died last year. She got COVID, but she was able to teach me how to read and everything. And she only had like a fifth grade education. She taught me how to count money. She taught me everything about like literally everything about that part of business and making things like that happen. She was somebody who I can honestly say, when I grow up, I want to be like her. That's why, and I'm sorry, y'all, I loved her a lot. So, she lived, her age and, up to like 80, 90 years old, but she was the foundation of what made me want to learn and what made me want to get out there. She was able to, up until the time I was 18, she gifted me $12,000, even though I wasn't her daughter. She had a store in the front of her house that she just sold, candy and pickle eggs and pig's feet. And a lot of people tried to copy her, but nobody could be her. People tried to copy her, but nobody could be her. And I'm going to be honest with you, seeing that part of the business part and then seeing the creativity from my mom, that's my foundation right there.
So tell us exactly what you do in your business. What do you do?
Well, it started off with me just doing, hey, I'm going to do your logo, I'm going to do your website. You pay me, I pay you, we good. And it has formulated into coaching. And that's something that I thought you needed a degree for or something, a piece of paper saying, hey, I'm your motherfucking coach. But it turned into like coaching and mentoring ever since joining Clubhouse. Is like people are like, hey, I like who you are, I like this and that and whatever, and they're like, I want to work with you. And they like, even at first when I first started, I was like, I didn't even have a payment schedule. Like I literally, my first day was like 8-9 appointments, and I was like, ooh, I'm tired, too much. So then I went back and I condensed my schedule, added a pricing part in there, and I've upgraded my prices twice, and people are still paying. Like when I say people are still paying, like, and it shocks me every day where I'm just like, you want to pay me for being me? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You doing the thing, because I'm telling. I woke up to that message. She was like, I don't know who she is, but I see that you referred her, and like she's awesome. And I see people out there just loving what you're doing. So the topic is making money on Clubhouse. So we could jump into that. Like, what did you do? What was did you have a strategy? Did it kind of fall into your lap? And some tips that can maybe help other people.
I'm gonna say it fell into my lap because I'm gonna be like honest. I gave up on Clubhouse. I was like, I'm never going to get in. It's never going to happen. And then when you messaged me and was like, yeah, you're getting in, I was like, for real? Oh my God. Yes, I get to talk. I don't have to, I didn't have, and the thing is that other social media platforms where it was like, oh, you got to have perfect titties, you got to have perfect ass, you got to have all of this, boom, 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 to make this shit happen. It wasn't working for me. Like even on LinkedIn, even though it's a professional network, it wasn't working for me because I was like, oh yeah, I'm on LinkedIn, whatever. I would do certain stuff, but I wasn't using the platform to its full, ability. But when I got on Clubhouse, they let me talk. Listen, if you let the girl talk, she'll touch you to a winner. So it was like, oh, they let me talk. Let me get out there. Let me do things. And it just formulated into an actual business plan and business model where I have to do things in Clubhouse and outside of Clubhouse to make sure people understand. Because a lot of people, they'll tell you over and over again, but some people don't listen, is that these platforms are good to stimulate, but you have to be able to network with people and build with people outside of these platforms. Like, having your own mailing list, having your own groups, having your own things outside of here, because if this platform go down today, because if you've been on Clubhouse, it has bugs galore, a lot. So I have to be able to talk to people and be like, hey, meet me here, message me, send me an email, book an appointment. If you book an appointment, then I can instantly put you on my mailing list from there.
And that's important. I'm glad you said that because we have a networking group. And our networking group, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get that point across that you network with people, you build real relationships with people, not just dropping your link. You build real relationships with people by really getting to know them. What's your business? What do you do? And that's how I was able to build a relationship with you and a lot of other people. Because you see, before I even ask for anything for anybody, I'm just serving. I'm just trying to help everybody grow. I want you to, meet this person, meet that person. So many people are doing the same things, working by themselves when you could collaborate and create, a larger business, a larger playing field. So Clubhouse, I like it, but it's not really my thing, so to say.
You're an introvert.
Right. But I like it for what it does for the people that I am connected to. I like that, for the people that it can really benefit people because whether you're introvert or not, there are connections that can be made. People are really growing their businesses there. So can you give us some tips? Like, what did you do to, I guess, transform from being, I'm just doing your logo, I'm just doing your website to actually being a consultant? What tips do you have for when you're in the Clubhouse room?
When you hear somebody doing something wrong, get on stage and say something, and only serve rooms where that can serve you and you can serve value. Because what happened is like, I'm a big person about branding. Like you need to do this right. Don't do no. So this girl got on stage and was like literally like, oh, you could just do your logo on Canva. Excuse me. Hey, no. You need to answer my hand raise. No, ma'am, you cannot use the fonts in Canva to design your logo. You cannot use the fonts. You can't use the elements. You can't use any of that to design your logo. You have to upload, things into Canva to make your brand. And the lady, was basically like, well, I designed my logo in Canva. Well, ma'am, you don't own it. The whole point of being in the business so you can trademark and build assets. And I cannot tell you how many people are literally like, I say that probably like 25 times a day in Clubhouse, because I have to say the same thing over and over and over again, because everybody didn't know that when you start a business, trademarking is a part of building a business. Trademarking is a part of that process. So correcting people. Now, I wasn't rude about it. I was just like, you say a great point. You can have a logo in Canva, but read the terms and conditions and the licensing agreements in order to do it. Now, be professional at all points in time, but at the same time, like my mentor said, he was like, I'm a likable asshole. I'm a likable asshole. Like, I literally had a girl literally message me in my inbox talking about I hurt her feelings. And she was like, but it made me look at my brand and feel like I had to, get myself together. But I want to work with you. I was like, oh, that's kind of odd. I hurt your feelings. You still want to work with me? Okay. You have to get to that point where you're authentic. So if you're going to get the most out of any platform, Clubhouse or whatever, be completely yourself. Be authentic. Like, I asked my daughter the other day, I said, are you going to stop hitting people at school? No. She was completely honest. Like, be that honest about who you are. You start messing up when you start joining rooms like the room with 21 Savage, or the one where Joe Budden is talking about paying for breast and butt implants. Do I want those? I don't want the breast implants. I just want the BBL surgery. But literally, if those rooms ain't serving you, then you need to get the hell off the platform.
Yeah, I feel like, and just what we were talking about in another show, just about the whole flashiness of it all, social media in general. And so even though you can't see people on Clubhouse, you see the titles, make $1 million in 6 weeks, and like people all are drawn to that. And I find that the rooms where I thrive in are the smaller rooms. The smaller rooms, and the big thing for me is integrity and being authentic. So sometimes you kind of have to do a little bit of research and background on that topic. So for people who have Androids and they're not able to get on Clubhouse right now, do you have any like I'm just saying, like, because I feel like everybody could benefit from that platform.
Yeah.
There is a new platform that's coming out. It's called
Voice
FM, I think it is. And I believe it'll be for all users. But do you have any tips on how we can like bridge the gap right now? Like how you can, because I mean, all your customers have to have iPhones. Like that's kind of weird. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean,
you know what I'm saying? Like it's people with Android phones who have $5,000 who trying to give it to you to consult them.
But that for me generates the fear of missing out in some way, shape, or form. Because think about it like this: the iPhone was debuted in the Museum of Art as a form of artwork. So they automatically have placed that value on the iPhone to be for people who have more money. Yes, Android people have money too, but because of that higher echelon of, hey, this is a work of art. This is something that's important. They've branded it like that. So they went after the people that, with assuming they have more money or more networking capabilities, right? And because iOS, the system putting on iOS, you don't have to put it on so many different systems, because iOS is just that one software. With Android, you got 4.3, 4.9, 4.6, you got Jelly Bean, you got it, all these different softwares. It's a lot of different ones. So if you are trying to reach out to multiple people, honestly, on any platform, you have to show up. I can't tell you how many times people literally are like, I'm not getting sales, I'm not getting this, I'm not getting that. You're not getting it because you're not there. Nobody knows you. Nobody knows your value. Nobody knows what you have to offer. And a lot of these people, they get on these platforms and all they have is a bunch of posts talking about, ooh, 20% off, 50% off, this. All you're doing is selling. People been sold to enough. They want something authentic and real. So you need to be able to give them the value before you try and sell them on something, or you're going to have a bunch of fake Victoria's Secret pink outfits sitting at your house.
And we talked about integrity earlier. Crystal, you want to touch on that a little bit about just how social media gives people this like false sense of, I don't want to say, because listen, you may have $1 million, I don't know, but I feel like you standing in front of a Lambo, like that's not yours. Like I think you're lying. Like you're lying.
Right. I think that just to touch really quickly, because everything, social media and the people who use it have skipped a step, because, and I guess you could say it's, a picture is worth 1,000 words. So what they're doing is, this is my cash, right? Here's my cash. I made this money. Let me show you how. Click the link in my bio and I can show you how to make this money. And they're already showing you how they made the money. They're holding up a wad of money and telling you to click the link in their bio. They're going to make more money. You can pay them $120 because you see a stack of cash. Yeah. And it's just a visual. They see the visual. No one wants to do the work. And I can't even say that no one wants to do the work. They don't know how.
Yeah.
They aren't taught to work. Because if I can sit in front, and we do this, we spend what? A whole work week in front of the online on these social media platforms, all the shade rooms, the gossip, the pictures, and you're coming to your own conclusions on to how they're living. Oh, that's their house, and then some of them, Bow Wow is a perfect example of how they lie with pictures. And that's where the integrity comes in. That they lack it because they don't know it. They weren't taught it, and no one is teaching it. They teach you how to get this quick money, how to flash it, and then how to recreate.
It's no longevity though. It's no longevity. Like
that's like that post I made. It was like, if you want to learn how to make $1 million, send me $1. I need 1 million people to send me $1, and I'll send you the book. Like how to make $1 million. Like it's just that simple. That just all they're doing is they're getting online, telling you they made all this money, lying. I even read that people are like renting cars, like they're renting luxury cars. They're renting all this stuff. They're taking pictures.
I know two people who lease a Maserati and the Bentley. They're leasing it, and then they're renting it.
So that you can appear to be.
You seen the prom pictures? You seen the prom pictures? They pulled that. They taking pictures in front of the Bentley. They're taking pictures in front of the Maserati. They're okay. The lifestyle pics, when they tell you, they look at your social media page. Oh, you need a lifestyle pic. These people want to emulate what they see. You can rent this Bentley. You in it. Lifestyle pictures. That's how. And when you said longevity, they're not thinking longevity. They're thinking quick. They don't care about 5 years from now because they're trying to live 5 minutes. They're 5 minutes of fame. They're not understanding that 5 years from now, where you want to be. It's like, I ain't got time for all that. I need to make this money right now.
What's the name? It was an influencer. What is his name? He was going around doing a bunch of rude stuff and acting crazy. Boot Gang. He was going around like jumping on stuff, getting like tattoos done and running out the door, and getting his hair done, running out the door, like skipping out on bills. He became viral based on that because people was watching his stuff. Right now, don't nobody even deal with him at all. So like he was doing all this like popping off. And I think it got to the point where he was like mentally ill at one point, but it's just so bad because he could have capitalized on that and actually had some products, actually had some stuff. Soldier Boy in 2007, he was popping. He was doing so good, but he only knew how to act on that fame. Now he don't know how to run a business off the fame. And the most recent one was last year, B. Simone. Her whole thing, like when you're talking about integrity, first, I didn't believe her. She took a picture of her holding the baby's hand because she said she wanted to date the baby or whatever. And she posted it online. Everybody was like, oh my God, TSR, everybody had it. Everybody was like, oh my God, yeah, she with the baby. She let that go on. She let it go on. And then when she came out about her book about manifestation, everybody was like, oh my God, she did it. She manifested. People bought the book just to find out that everything in it was stolen.
Yep.
So she manifested a lie. So if you want to get out there and she still has people who support her or whatever.
That's nothing. She made the money off of a lie. She didn't manifest it. I don't even hardly hear about it. I mean, she's around, but I don't hear about her like I did at that time.
That was the goal. She has her lip gloss line, and she came out with this horrific clothing line. Like, it's literally just like sweatshirts that she just had somebody print baby girl on it. So her little baby girl line or whatever. Not hating on her, because listen, and just to be clear, I don't hate on nobody about their stuff. It's just, if you're going to do it and you're going to go out there, go all the way. Like, I could have seen her doing some dresses or actual boutique or something like that. But what I saw was just, hoodies with the word baby girl on it, because that's her phrase, I guess, and people buy it just because of the phrase.
But you know what? Clubhouse is exposing a lot of people too. A lot of people are getting exposed on there for being fraud. You're seeing a lot more people are on there. Like, so now you can get to confront the person. So you're in the room like, yeah, because they scared me and they ain't do X, Y, and Z. And the person popping in the room like, nah, that's not what happened. You did X, Y, and Z. And the same thing, it was an influencer in the room. They were talking about she had a book. No, she had a book, but she also had she was doing like a susu or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And she was charging people under her like an additional $1,200 to find the two people to bring in. So you didn't have to find anybody. You pay her $2,000, whatever. Then you pay her another $1,200, let's say, for example. And then she will find your two people. But she started adding other tiers underneath. You can come in for $700. You can come in for $500. And she was making the people who already paid the higher tiers pay those tiers too. Long story short, nobody ever got paid. And they were starting to say they didn't get their book or they got their book. Like, it was crazy. And they were in this room, 5,000 people in the room going in on her. And then there was another room, 5,000 people where people were supporting her. So, I mean, it's exposing the fraud and the fakes, but it's also bringing to light the same drama that you see everywhere else. There's drama on there. Like, really, you're in the room for 5 hours talking about this. How are you even making money? So how are you managing your time? Because people are on there for, 4, 5, and 6 hours. How are they actually making money? So when you're on there, you're talking to somebody, how do you transition from I'm in this room with you for 2, 3 hours to consultation? Like, how do you make
okay. So like, last night I went in 2 different rooms. One room, the first room I went into, I was talking about branding. I was in there for maybe like 30 minutes. I introduced myself, talked, and the lady was like, I'm about to link up with you. I need some labels. Cool. As soon as I got that one person, because the room was about to close, and she was like, okay. I got out of the room and went into another room that somebody invited me to about Shopify. I got on the stage. I started at, I want to say 11:50 or something like that, and I got off at 2 o'clock in the morning. And before the time was over with, I had 10 people in my inbox. 6 I was able to convert to booking appointments. And the other ones, they're just in my inbox. My appointments start off at $10 for 10 minutes, $57 for 1 hour. 2 hours is $197, and 4 hours are $497.
So you say that you have to make sure that your Instagram is like optimized so that like while they're listening to you talk, you can say, oh yeah, go check out my Instagram. And so they're DMing you on Instagram, or are they clicking the link and going to like your booking schedule?
Some people that want to, like, people that are like, I know it's going to be like maybe like 2 to 5% that are going to just be like, oh, I booked you, I'm ready for you. Other people, they're going to come in my DMs because they want to feel me out a little bit more. And some people, I'm just going to be like, look, you got to click the link in my bio. in order to be able to click the link in my bio. I got my book me links up there, my phone links, all of that stuff is up there where we're able to set those meetings. Now, like I said earlier, I had my booking with Setmore at first where I was able to, and it was like wide open, like it was too much. So then I moved to Square Booking, and it sends them text messages. It lets them know, it does all that for me in the platform. It's free to do. To do that. Plus, it allowed me to bring down my booking to where I'm only operating from 11 to 5 Tuesday through Thursday. So I was able to bring that down. So you have to have a booking system that works in that way, as well as have everything put on there. Like, don't go on Clubhouse and your Instagram not linked, or have stuff on there that doesn't relate to what you do. Like, your first 3 lines in your bio need to captivate people to the point where they want to know more about what you do. And have your elevator pitch ready. When I get on stage, I let people know, hey, I'm the branding architect, brand doctor. I build brands and I create now I coach businesses on how to develop a creative element. Would you like to see your brand through my eyes? Period. Straight to the point. You people want to know that. They want to know that. Then when you get on my Instagram, you're able to see, damn, she got content, she got stuff organized. The stuff she's talking about is actually there. She's posting, she's doing all of this. And by seeing all that, I can go and click her book me link. Not just her link in bio, but I can click her book me link, or I can find her at the Branding Architect, you know what I'm saying, on Instagram. I can do all that. I see how everything flows. I see her Twitter. I see all of these things already linked, and no one has to work hard, because the reality is that consumers don't want to work hard. Consumers do not want to work hard. They want you to sit there and be like, here you go. Let me spoon feed you this information. Let me give you this so you know where to go, what to do, what to consume. So you have to be able to spoon feed them the information. So based on, now my goal, my income was $1,400 a month at my old job. And right now, I didn't start like getting off my ass and getting shit together until like maybe like 2 weeks ago, where I was like, yeah, I got to do this shit. So like now, as of right now, with the consultations that I have booked, where people are just going in and like, I need a 2-hour consultation for $197, I booked 2 of those guaranteed last night. So that has already set me up for, you know what I'm saying, the month where I am. And with my logo design that I did, I'm already at where I was with my old job. Now it's time to turn up and go even harder. Because I think the hardest thing to do is to fail and then go back again. Like my very first day on Clubhouse, I was like, I don't get it. Like I enjoyed talking or whatever, but it wasn't, the smoothest thing, because I had to get out there, talk, I had to find my voice and be comfortable with who I was. And I think that's another hard thing too, is that a lot of times we don't like hearing our own voice. I know when I hear my voice, I'm like, is that me? Is that my voice? Hey. I call my boyfriend. I'm like, hey, babe, do I sound like this? Is this really how I sound?
Especially when you hear it played back like on video or something, you're looking like, when I'm going through these podcasts trying to edit them, I'm like, oh my God, let me just skip every part that I'm talking. I just skip to the guest. Like, this is horrible.
Because you don't think that you sound like that, so you start judging yourself. You start coming up like, oh my God. And honestly, at that point, because, and like I tell my boyfriend with his podcast, at the point where you hate your voice is where you just need to go ahead and publish it. Go ahead and publish it, because if you go through and you listen to yourself and you go through this process, you're literally going to get to the point where you're like, oh my God, I hate my voice. Yeah. So you can't do that. You just have to be like, okay, this is me. This is who I am. And just get comfortable. Like, don't be somebody. And my biggest advice about Clubhouse is don't be somebody you're not, because people can tell when you're somebody that you're not. And you get out there. I never had a workbook. I tell people all the time, I never had a workbook. I never had a booking system. I never even thought about branding myself for real, because I thought I was just getting on Clubhouse to get clients to do websites and logos. That's all I was thinking about. but to be in the mindset of, innovation, think outside of the box. To think outside of the box. Okay, people don't understand. Like a lady, she just came up to me. She's like, "Will you be my mentor? I'll pay you." You gonna pay me just for talking to you and motivating you? Is that what we do now? Okay. So that's where I was. I was like, okay, let's go then. If that's what we gonna do.
Yeah, you got to be innovative. That's what we in our rap, which I didn't do today. We talk about that we're innovators and we're creative, and that you have to think outside of the box to stay relevant. So I want you to tell everybody how they can find you, what you have going on right now, especially for our listeners who can't see you.
Okay, I'm coming. I clicked away for a second. I didn't know it did like that. I like this platform. StreamYard is the shit. This shit.
Yeah, I like it.
Zoom finna get fired. I'm just But everybody, I am the brand architect. You can find me on IG at the brand architect. If you are on Clubhouse, it's the brand doc because they limit your characters. Yeah, they limit your characters. So I had to be the brand doc on Clubhouse and the branding doc on Twitter. It's a lot going on because somebody already took that. So whatever. But here I am. I love.
Oh, they got you. They contacted you. They found you. They found
you. Let me call her.
They found you already.
So, listen, since I've been on here, they was like, okay, I'm listening to you, and they messaging me on IG. Give me a minute. Let me finish. Okay. So, yes, the branding architect on IG. If you send me a DM, if you are ready to build your brand, please schedule a consultation. It comes complete with a workbook where you must go through and work with me. I don't play those games, so don't waste my time, and I won't waste yours. You can go to my website, links.thebrandingarchitect.works. If you want to view my work, it's thebrandingarchitect.works. I'm building my website right now as we speak, where it's going to be thebrandingarchitect.co, which is going to house all my classes. I have the site gang coming up on February the 10th, where people will learn how to build their websites from the ground up, put SEO in that thing and make it work so you can get some organic search. Don't be missing out on that free search, baby.
All right. Well, it was wonderful talking to you. I'm glad you were able to benefit from Clubhouse because I was working hard to get you on there.
Listen,
I'm glad you benefited from it.
I thank you. It's my freedom space. Like how prostitutes can find a street to be on, Clubhouse is my prostitution street. I'm not gonna lie to you. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much.
I'm glad. So we have to have you back on so you can talk about branding. But yeah, she does my most of the graphics for Besties. And we're working on a project together as well. So be on the lookout for that, guys.
Finish on Monday. Finish tomorrow.
Okay. Well, thank you guys for joining, and we'll see you next time.
Hasta luego. Peace.